I'm going to give you the missing piece to your trading blueprint when it comes to becoming a consistently profitable trader, focusing on just one candlestick. I'm not only going to tell you what this one candlestick is, but give you not one, but two trading strategies with a step-by-step trading plan that you can follow, backtest, and start trading today, getting consistent payouts month after month, week after week. Watch till the end of this video to really soak up all the knowledge I'm about to give you, and follow me on Instagram at Arkhamtrades. Thank you. The candlestick that we're going to break down is the daily candlestick, specifically the anatomy of the daily candlestick. The daily candlestick is comprised of 4 parts from a bullish and bearish perspective. The bullish perspective is the open, low, high, and close. This is when the marketplace opens up, creates that low of day, followed by a strong shift higher, creating the high of day, and then we come back down into that daily range to cap off. The bearish perspective is the open, high, low, and then the close. This is when the marketplace opens up, creates that high, followed by a strong shift lower, creating the low of day, and then we come back up into the daily range to cap off. This is the daily candlestick from a bullish and or bearish perspective. But the key level in all of this is the opening price, which gets us into our first strategy, which is the London session strategy. The London session is known to create the low and or high of day more often than not. During the time frame between 2 to 5 a.m., this is the time that we're going to be trading. Now that we have time out the way, we first have to identify the Asia session highs and Asia session lows and then mark them out. Then we have to anticipate a purge of those Asia session highs or Asia session lows. Following that purge of liquidity, we want to anticipate a displacement inside the marketplace in the opposing direction. Then we want to anticipate a retracement into either a bullish or bearish fair value gap or order block for that continuation higher or lower, aiming for at least a 3 to 1 R, catching the daily range. In the London session strategy, we're capitalizing on the knowledge that London generally creates the high or low of the day, and I give you the framework to not only identify when is it going to create the low or high of the day, but also I give you the entry model to be a part of that move, catching that daily range from the bottom or the top. For the New York session, we are piggybacking on the London session, creating that high or low of day, and we catch the retracement move. This is also known as the New York retracement. The New York session kill zone will be during 7 to 11 a.m. EST. We have to first identify, has London created the high or low of day? We can identify that very simply by observing what I just taught you before. Have we taken out Asia highs or Asia lows during the London session, following that massive displacement in the opposing direction? This is how we can identify the London high or London low. Then we want to anticipate the PD arrays. Is there a fair value gap or order block above or below us that we can retrace back into to reprice before continuing to see higher or lower prices? As price comes back into that level, either the bearish or bullish fair value gap or order block, we want to take our position for that continuation move of that London reversal during the New York retracement, aiming for at least a 2 to 1 R, catching the daily range. Since we're getting near 50% of the daily range with this strategy compared to catching the high or even the low during the London session, we have to be a lot more lenient in terms of our risk management. But this is a higher win rate opportunity than the London session strategy because we have already gotten the confirmation that London has created a high or low of day, and we're simply getting the retracement leg move. So if you're the type that prioritizes high RR, then the London session strategy is great for you. But if you prioritize high win rate and still a 2 to 1 R, then the New York session strategy is great for you. Choose the strategy that you feel most comfortable in as a trader. Now let's get into the charts and show you this in action. We're looking at GBP USD here, May 31st, 2024, and this happened exactly this morning, just to show you that this happens every single week, almost every single day. So first we can identify the Asia range here between the market opening to 1 a.m. This is our Asia range, and we can identify this Asia session low as our area of liquidity. So as we break below this Asia low, we want to see, can we get some type of displacement to the upside? Following that displacement, some type of retracement, creating that London session low for that continuation to the upside for a full-on reversal. So let's see what happens here as the London session is about to open at 2 a.m. London session opens and we immediately take out that Asia low. Let's see if we can get that displacement higher. As we can see, we have came lower below that Asia session low, took out those lows exactly, established a low down here at this level, followed by that displacement to the upside, leaving this bullish fair value gap. Now at this point, I've already established that we have created a low inside of the London session, creating this fair value gap. If price can give this retracement into this fair value gap, I'd want to take longs for the opposing direction of that daily range. I'm going to put my entry here inside of this bullish fair value gap. Stop loss just below the fair value gap here, targeting back above the prior weekly high for a 4-to-1 R, catching the entire daily range. Let's see what happens. Price comes lower, taps us into our position. We are entering that New York session here by this vertical line at 7 a.m. EST. We have now entered that New York session here. Let's see if we can get some type of New York retracement. We've already seen price coming down into this bullish fair value gap, offering its support. Let's see if we can come back into that fair value gap once again for a reclaimed fair value gap for a continuation to the upside, catching that New York retracement. So we've already identified that we created the low of day during the London session. Let's see if New York can give a retracement for that continuation to the upside. And also, I'd actually like to scale into my position here, keep my exact stop loss just like so, keep my exact take profit. But I've already established that we've already created a low of day during the London session. I'm confident price is going to give a retracement here, find support for that continuation higher, so I can scale into my position and add to my winning trade during the New York session. Let's see what happens. New York session opens. We come down into that fair value gap level for my scale in position. We get a massive displacement candlestick higher. And then we immediately rip higher for that take profit. So we've identified that London session low here. Following that Asia session liquidity sweep, we had the displacement higher, followed by this fair value gap, took the longs inside that fair value gap, targeting the prior daily highs. Then we saw that retracement here during the New York session for that New York session retracement. And we immediately saw this push higher back above the daily range for over a 5-to-1 R, because we had that initial 4-to-1 R and we scaled into our position. So this puts us 5-to-1 R plus. Now let's get into our next idea. We're looking at XAU USD May 30th, 2024, exactly yesterday. And we can already identify that we have taken out the Asia session lows. So we can see here that we have taken out the Asia session lows, as well as we do have these Asia session highs above us. I want to see how do we react inside of the marketplace here coming into the London session after taking out those lows. If we can see some type of displacement to the upside, that signals to me that we have found support at this level, and we can better yet see that continuation higher, and better yet we can see that reversal move higher for that New York retracement. We are on the 15-minute time frame. Let's see what happens. We see that overall bullish move to the upside, creating these multiple fair value gaps. When we have multiple fair value gaps like this, I tend to pick the fair value gap in the middle, because the middle fair value gap is the fair value gap that's in equilibrium from the low to the highest point. So this is the most relevant point that the marketplace would want to reach back into before continuing higher. So I'm going to put my entry here inside of that middle fair value gap, stop loss just below the fair value gap, just like so. First, we're targeting back above these Asia session highs, then the prior day PM session highs for over a 3-to-1 R. Let's see how this plays out. The marketplace comes lower, taps us in. We see that strong push to the upside coming into the New York session here by this vertical line at 7 a.m. And we can already identify this bullish fair value gap as a level of support. So we're anticipating the New York retracement. We've already identified we created a low here during the London session, followed by displacement to the upside. So now I want to see if we can see a retracement during the New York session into this fair value gap. I'd move my stop loss just below these prior lows here. After we got that low here, followed by displacement higher, I can trust this being a structural low inside the marketplace that we wouldn't want to break through, targeting back above the original target for a 2-to-1 R. but I'm scaling into my position, so I'm gonna make a lot more off of this trade. Let's see if we can get that retracement here during the New York session. Price comes lower into that bullish fair value gap. Then we immediately see that push to the upside, just like so. First, we identified that Asia session sweep. Then we had that displacement to the upside, leaving this bullish fair value gap, which we took during the London session. Then we scaled in during the New York session, during that New York retracement, for that continuation higher, back above this buy side liquidity. And you can see this is how the daily candlestick then forms, where you have the open, the low, the high, and then the close. Just like so, bread and butter, almost every single day, every single week, you're going to catch a position like this. That's gonna be it for the video. Make sure you guys leave a comment telling me how you felt about this video, if I gave you guys enough value, and what you guys want to see next, as well as leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to never miss a video from me again. I'm Arkham. Be safe. I have released my private mentorship where I give daily lessons on technical analysis, fundamental analysis, psychology, risk management, as well as live trading and much more for your trading success. If that's something you guys wish to check out and want even more content and gems from me not shared anywhere else, it will be the first link in the description or the first link in my Instagram bio if you wish to follow me on there as well, at Arkhamtrades. Thank you for watching.